Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Just jumping on really quickly again. I am a tennis casual, but this young lady jumped on the radar is making a big splash over the last week and a half. Layla Fernandez just beat fifth ranked Svitolina from the Ukraine to advance to the Final Four of the U.S. Open 2021 U.S. Open there in Flushing, New York. It was just a great match, man. She won the first set 6-3, dropped the second one 3-6, and then was up 5-3, trying to hold to go to the Final Four. And Svitolina battled back two times to push it to. To push it to the tiebreaker, and then she's down. Svitolina is down 4-1 in the tiebreaker, and comes back, to get it 5-5, and then finally, the youngster Layla Fernandez goes ahead and gets the final 2 points to win it. I think she won it 7-5 or 7-6 in the tiebreaker. I think it was 7-5 to win that third set 7-6. It's crazy how things can turn around in tennis that quickly for the women, with it only being the best of three. Svitolina was right there in the mix. She was trailing and playing from behind most of the match, and Fernandez is the hotter player, but Svitolina battled through. I didn't like some of her body language, here and there. It seemed like she got a little down on her. Yeah, me too, Janine. How you doing today? But and it's understandable. You sitting here playing this 18 or 17-year-old. She's left-handed. I didn't know lefties are always a problem in these individual sports, or they always have some kind of advantage and whatnot. Mainly because you don't face them all the time. So they were making some comments earlier in the match about whether or not Svitolina had a chance to practice against the left-handed player. That we don't know if that happened or didn't. But it was a hell of a match. And again, it's just great to sit here and watch. Yeah, it was a good match. I think it was a great match, really. And it's great to see the crowd back in the stadium. I forget sitting here watching that last year. It was much different, understandably so. But it's just good to see this young woman. She pops up on the scene. It is a bit of a March Madness vibe to it, with me saying Final Four, but here's like this lower seeded player out of nowhere who comes in and takes down, a few big names, one of the biggest names in Osaka, and then to take out a Curver, and then now to take out fifth ranked Svitolina, who's been a top 10 player since like May of 2017. So that's just phenomenal. I like her poise. She's definitely not playing like she hasn't been here before. She's just out here applying pressure to to her opponents. She's just playing very sharp. I didn't have a lot of familiarity with her before this tournament, before these last 7 or 10 days. But she looks like the total package out there. Good footwork, good speed, can get all over the court. A good gas tank on her, serving very well. Possibly taking advantage of the left hand thing. She's definitely in the zone. Exactly. It's just all clicking for her right now. Even when she went down in the second set 6-3, she came right back out in the third set. Didn't really show any signs of allowing that to affect her long term in the match. Again, things can turn around very quickly in women's tennis and in tennis in general. But she just maintained her composure, and again, playing from behind like that the whole time. Even when Svitolina was able to close the gap and get on good footing, she wasn't able to hit the next shot to take advantage of it and get ahead and put some pressure on the young woman. But I just enjoyed the match, man. I'm enjoying the story. I still haven't heard the young lady speak, except for like one video that I saw him play. But she's just out there, her against the world. The family is over there doing the thing. The strength and conditioning coach doing a little extra stuff, trying to keep her energy high and whatnot. They mentioned her sister who was sitting behind her mother. You know, she's getting started in tennis as well. So, you know, maybe it's a sister thing, you know, a couple years from now or whatnot. But you know, the interesting thing will be, what does she do? What does she get done in the Final Four? What's the end result of this tournament? And then, you know, we've seen some of these players pop at different times. I don't think I've seen the father yet. I just seen that the strength and conditioning coach. I don't think that's the father, is it? But we've seen a lot of these young women pop up for a tournament or two, or you know, pop up in two grand slams, and then hang around for another couple years, and then kind of fade off. Hopefully, you know, she has some staying power and just becomes a force to reckon with. We also, you know, we have Coco out there doing her thing as a youngster. And it's just a new age. Oh no. That's the strength and conditioning coach. I think his last name is Cordero or something, or Cordero. But so yeah, I mean it's a different age right now. It looks like no biggie, you know, no biggie. But it doesn't look like Serena is really gonna be able to challenge for what is it, 23rd, for that 23rd slam. I think it is. But it looks like the age or the era of Serena could be over. Um, I don't know, what is Serena now? 39, 38, whatever. It looks like it might get away from her in trying to make history with taking down that slam record. But it just creates a vacuum out here where it seems like every tournament, you know, it could be a new face, or that group that could never beat Serena. Some of them might have a chance to go on a little bit of a run. But you know, it's good to see some new life, some new faces, some new energy come in. Yeah, they just caught up to her. And I don't really see her having another off season and whatnot, and coming back for the Australian and all that, and going through another season. I think it's kind of unlikely, but we'll see. I don't think Serena's gonna quit, you know, until it's definitely over, but it's looking like it's over. I know people are starting to suggest that she hang it up. But you know, if she can get healthy in the off season and feel good for, you know, a couple of runs at the Australian and French maybe, and even Wimbledon, if she, you know, we'll see. But it's definitely good to see some new faces in here, keeping it interesting. I think New York is always really a great city for the U.S. Open, you know, as the host city and whatnot. And I like that the young woman was engaging with the crowd. Sloan played well in his mental now. Yeah, Sloan did play pretty good. Hopefully she can make it back, you know, and be more of a fixture in the quarterfinals and semis and all of that. Or just play some compelling matches would be good. But yeah, you know, I think right now, with what's going on with Osaka, I'm not really gonna dig into her personal situation, but I just wish that she could find a way to get back to playing tennis and find her game, and and get away from the negative stories and all of the, what we're seeing right now. You know, I mean, she definitely has the game to come back and get back in the mix and resume her career. But it just seems like right now she's got to figure out some things, how she wants to go about her business week to week. Put the sport back first and just focus on that. Might get you there. But I'm having a lot of fun with Layla Fernandez. A good story. uh Yeah, I think you might be right. I think you might be right, Janine. And I like the rapper. I like him as a rapper. As a boyfriend, it's hard to ignore the fact that um his, you know, he just might not be a good presence for her professionally in her profession. Maybe. Um we'll see what happens there. It's, you know, with me talking about boxing, you know, a lot. That's another thing, is is how a boxer, their circle, their friends outside of boxing. You know how you can. There's a kid named Edgar Berlanga out of New York, who is a very is an up and coming fighter, and seems to have a bright future. But being that he's based in New York, he has a lot of Tracy Morgan is a good for comedian. Tracy Morgan is a good friend. She started dating him. Look at it. Strong correlation there, huh? Very strong correlation there. And the more that he got, the more that he started getting into the to the pictures and the camera shots. You're right. You're right. But yeah, this Edgar Berlanga kid, he's friends with rapper Fat Joe, and he's just there in New York City doing quite a bit. And that's what, when I had a chance to talk to Berlanga, I think they cut me off before I got to asking. But do the other people know, although Tracy Morgan might be successful as a comedian, as an actor with his TV show, do they understand kind of the focus that the life of a boxer requires? Did Corday understand how humble you might need to be as a tennis player? You know, again, with it being an individual sport, you can't get out there and expect the quarterback to lift you up, or the dude batting behind you to lift you up, or the shooting guard to have 25 points to go with your bad night. You don't have those team dynamics. And so you just wonder, when some of these people get these different types of relationships, everybody can't succeed, you know, with that element in their life. And we all know kind of what hip hop culture is is built on. And I don't know if that really works in the tennis world. You know, you got to go out there and play three or four sets in 90 degrees. It's a 2.5 week process to work your way through the field. It's a lot involved, so we'll see. Anyway, I think that was all I was gonna get into. I do need to see this Alcaraz kid again. I think he plays later on tonight, maybe. I'm always a little bad with the men's side of the bracket. I'm just looking for Djokovic, who dropped that set 1-6 is different and difficult. I agree. But yeah, Djokovic dropped that set to the Brooksby kid last night. You know, 6-1, and then came back, and Djokovic does what Djokovic does. But we'll see what happens here. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, Janine, and exchanging, leaving some comments. I didn't know you were a tennis fan. Like I said, I'm very tennis casual and just enjoying what the young lady is doing. And honestly, I was glad to see her get punched a little bit. You think so? I know Berrettini is out there again. He's still in it. Maybe he might. He might. I just think it might have been a little weird getting up for the Brooksby kid this late in it, and to face a guy who wasn't on his radar probably before that. But again, tennis is a tough sport to me. Like I said, to play, to be locked in something for 2 weeks, and all the different people that you can potentially face, managing the downtime, the time in between the matches, preparation, practice. They mentioned something about Djokovic is able to get out to stay at some kind of mansion or something in New Jersey with like 5 tennis courts there that keeps him away from the media and all of that. Plus, he's a vet. I mean, he's experienced. It's not like he's going to let a lot of distractions get to him. You know, I'm sure he's a professional at doing this. But yeah, I mean, it only takes a bad 2 sets, to find yourself up against it. So we'll see what happens. But let me get on off here. Enjoy the rest of your day. That's it, man. I'm just checking out Leylah Fernandez and what she has going on at the U.S. Open, and being a positive. It's more history now. Exactly. It's all about legacy and cementing himself as one of the greats to ever do it. So again, Janine, thanks for rocking with me. Appreciate you. Let me get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. I don't know who's up next. I got a couple errands to run. Take care. Like I always say on Pay Me No Mind, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Thanks. Take care.